There is not a humbling experience out there quite like a wedgie, okay? To have the most sacred part of your being pulled up your spine and over your head. There's not a level of ego out there that could possibly survive that. It is the most humbling experience anyone could ever go through, okay? Or have it go through you, rather, if executed properly. All right, that's all I'm going to say. If you want to be more grounded, have someone lift you off it by your under trowel. Let's get into this mess. Hey, and howdy ho to you. Good morning, everybody. I know it's probably not morning. It might be. I'm not saying it can't be, but it's probably not, because it especially is not here, where I am. Now, I'm only saying that because that song just woke something up inside of me, okay? It's 9 p.m. where I'm at right now, recording the first thing, the first episode of Over the Fence. I'm really trying not to say the Over the Fence podcast because it's not what it's called. It's just called Over the Fence. But hey, welcome back. For the first time, I've welcomed you back, not because you've been here before, but only because we are now friends. We are neighbors. Is that just damage control because I accidentally said welcome back? Maybe. Perhaps. 100%. But you know what? We're going to keep on rolling. Truth be told, I've been wanting to do this podcast for a while. Let's just go straight into it. This is the first one, the first thing, and I've wanted to do this for a long time, but I've gotten so caught up in wanting to make this perfect that I'm not even going to redo this intro. You know what? I'm just going to keep on skating across the ice like some sort of elegant ballerina. And as graceful as they come, I do, okay? So just watch me navigate the slippery slopes of these audio waves using nothing but my voice. And that's what it's going to be. Like I just said, I've wanted this to be perfect for a long time that I just haven't even gotten around to making it. And I don't know if that's something else people do. Whoops. People do a lot, but at least for me, I was just like, what, I got to figure out stuff I want to do. It's like, no. And so I listened to that song, and it just smacked me right in the face violently a little bit. I was a little thrown off, but I had to appreciate it at the same time because here I am. We're here. We're making Over the Fence. I'm doing it right now. I'm really excited, a little bit nervous, but I'm happy. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time explaining the name of the show, mostly because I don't have a clear-cut answer. Maybe it's because I'm your weird neighbor who's just on his little tiny stepladder because I'm not tall enough to see over the fence. But you know what? I can see and I can speak to you, and you can see a little bit of my forehead, but not enough. But you can just see that I'm using way too much gel in my hair. And I'm just going to tell you weird stories, tell you about me, tell you about yourself, maybe. I'll tell you about what's going on in the world. Real stories, fake stories, anything I want. And that's what the weird neighbor does. Or maybe it just means it's a home run. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what Over the Fence means. I can't tell you 100%, because I don't know. That's the truth. I was laying in bed one night trying to think of a name for the name of the show, and I was like scrolling through my mind palace, my mind photo album, and I saw this fence. I was like, oh, over the fence. Is that offense? Is it defense? Is it fence? Like, it hit me as clear as day, even though it was in the middle of the night, and I knew that I was gonna name it. I was gonna name it this, and part of me, here's another thing. part of me, when I come up with something, I'm like, all right, this has to have like a special, super defined meaning. But it doesn't. And those meanings are great and awesome, but that's not why. It's not why I came up with it in the first place. It's just, it is what it is. But so that's your little backstory. That's your history of it. Welcome. Okay? We're in it. So anyways, I'm sitting in the newly furnished podcast room. It's not furnished at all. It's quite the opposite. There's nothing in here but me and a microphone. I'm sitting in the corner. Does that make me insane? Perhaps. Maybe a little bit, but it is what it is. So, yeah. It took a few weeks. Took a few weeks to build this. You'll see it soon. I plan on putting it on video later on. I just need to kind of get a few things set together. Like I said, I wanted to be perfect. Like, I'm not going to make it, but I can't do that. I don't want to wait anymore. I want to do the podcast. And that's what I'm doing right now. So yeah, it will be on video later, and you can see me in weird faces and expressions and maybe some samurai swords or something, whatever I'll put on in the background. I don't know, for your entertainment. But as for now, I'm sitting down, yelling into the microphone. I'm actually over top of it. I don't know why I set my microphone up like this, but I'm not going back now. I'm like shouting down into a well. Hello down there! Is anyone in? What are my keys? I've never dropped my keys down a well, just for reference. I just thought that was something somebody say. So, yeah, again, it took a few weeks. I was very fortunate to have my dad, who is super, super proficient in not just carpentry, but all things, but to help show me the ropes and guide me along in this whole big process. It turned out really, really good. I posted some videos and some time lapses of it online if you want to go see it. But yeah, I was very, very, very lucky, and I had a great time doing it. And I'm really looking forward to whatever we do with it. But yeah, as for the work, I had a great time. It's not something I'm new to. I come from a family of 4 boys, and my dad he's always done projects and stuff like that, and we'd get to go out and help him and do these things. So it's kind of the family business, I guess you could say, but it's his business that we are kind of drafted into. I like to think I'm a first round pick, but you'll have to just take a look at it once it's on camera and judge for yourself. Okay, first rounder, all pro, drafted, Carpenter series. Yeah, but absolutely, there are worse family businesses to be drafted into. I'm very fortunate, very lucky. There are worse circumstances. I could be a vegan, and the end. No, I'm kidding. But what if like a vegan that was like their family business was like a butchering or something? How horrible would that be? I know I'm smiling, but it's not funny. I mean, it is, but like not if it was actually happening. The concept is funny. You know what I mean. I don't have to explain myself. I'm the one with the microphone. Yeah. So, anyways, the thing took a while, especially because early on, actually, not even early on, it was before I even got started, I was dealing with an injury, which is a perfect segue to some stories about the summer. Okay, summer, right? That season equivalent to a pot of boiling water. Right? You can make a lot of good things out of it, but if you don't, it's just hot and it's kind of unnecessary and it sucks. That's my take on summer. But anyways, summer stories, a lot of good things. Let's go back. Rewind. I'm sorry I'm clearing my throat so much. I don't know if this podcast is just sick or I'm actually coming down with some sort of illness. Anyways, the studio took a little bit extra time because I was nursing a wound acquired from skateboarding. Skateboarding, that beautiful, glorious sport where you're riding on nothing but a piece of wood with 4 wheels attached to it, flying through the air like a hot tamale, graceful and wonderful as can be. This was not my story, however. I just want you to know that I had the equipment to do all those things, none of the skill. So let's go back to the very beginning and let me brief you on how this came about. Now, I have not skateboarded since I was 12 years old, okay? Me and a few friends back when we were younger used to be really into it. Now, we never got any good, but it was just one of those things where we skated for a really long time and never actually progressing. We just kind of talked about it, like kids do. You sit around on top of a ramp just with your board in your lap and going, we should get sponsors by water because nobody wants that and surely they'll take us. And strangely enough, water, Deer Park, or any brand for that matter, was not interested in sponsoring a couple of 12-year-olds that couldn't get their wheels off the ground. But, you live and you learn. Anyways, so years passed, and I finally wanted to go back to it. I finally wanted to see what I could really accomplish, because you start watching, you're like, oh shoot, like this is, maybe it's not that hard. Maybe we just didn't really try enough. Maybe I was just 12 years old and I wasn't ready to really commit to it. So I wanted to give it another try. I wanted to get back into it and give it all that I got. So I made plans with my skate boys, all right? My skater lads, the same people that have also not skated in 8 or 9 years. And we picked a day in the summer, and we went around to every skate shop you could probably imagine, for miles and miles and miles, and they were sold out completely. Okay, you would think that it was like skateboarding was like the new hottest thing on the market. They had nothing. And people were like, we would walk in there, and they'd be like, yeah, just go here, and they would direct us to other stores. They were like across the entire state. But you know what? We were dedicated. We were dedicated to this. So we drove in. We drove to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. Nothing. Can you believe that? There wasn't a skateboard. Where could, and online, same story. Nothing. So we were about to be out of luck, about to quit. But we have this amazing, glorious freaking idea. We should call the stores before we drive there. We've been driving all day, and I don't know why we didn't think of that beforehand. Maybe it was the childish excitement, or just the ignorance and thinking that they would have skateboards. But again, you don't expect a skateboard shop to not have skateboards. Why aren't you closed if you don't have what we're looking for? But you know what? It is what it is. Point is, we call up the shop. Hello? They answer. We're like, hey, do you guys have any skateboards? They laugh at the question. Oh, do we have skateboards? Of course we have skateboards. We're a skate shop. I'm like, okay, great. And we hang up. And they're like, what? Anyways, we slam on the gas, okay? We book it, all right? Like, it's like another hour and a half drive. We boom, we light up the highway. Gassed up, okay? No pun intended. So we stroll in there and we demand the finest skateboards they have, right? Go all out, buy the best things we can. It's been forever, right? You want to spend every dime you can, which may be dumb, but you know what? Yes. So yeah, we get these beautiful, beautiful new skateboards. We come home, we set them up. So excited. We're just like, oh, look at that, look at yours, look at tight, yeah, blah 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 blah. And it's great and it's fun and I have never been so excited. That's not true, but I was very, very excited. And so we get these newly set up, fresh to death skateboards, take them to the park, and I'm kind of riding around on them. I'm kind of doing okay. I'm like, this is new. It's been forever. And then I see the ramps, right? I see these ramps. And it's almost like in a movie in slow motion where the spotlight just hits it perfectly, except for it's like some giant fireball in the sky. The sun shone. It shined down. The sun lit up the ramp perfectly, and I saw it there. And I knew it was my time to drop in. Now, dropping in was probably the one decent skill that I did learn back when I did used to skateboard. Keep in mind, it has been many, many years since I've done that. However, intelligence regarding my safety has never been my strong suit. So I climb on top of this ramp, my board beneath me, the world even further beneath me, okay? I've the emotions, the excitement, the memories, everything flooding back, and I slam it down the drop-in, boom, break my wrist. What? Are you kidding me? Everything, like hours and hours, years, have built up to this moment. And within 5 minutes of getting my skateboard in this park, I'm laying on the ground, on the pavement, broken wrist. How? I wish I could say everything just unfolded before my eyes in slow motion like in the movies. Dude, no, okay? Life comes at you so fast. It was like, boom, drop, done. Face in the ground. So that immediately shattered all my dreams. Everything building towards that. But yeah, I did get back up and I kept skateboarding because I didn't think it was broken. But then I got home and they're like, well, maybe you should go to the dentist. And they're like, it was like completely swollen up. And they're like, what's the pain scale? I was like, it's not too bad. They're like, it's not too bad. Get these x-rays. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, these are broken. I'm like, tough. So that was my 5 minutes of glory. If you could call it that. But you know what they say? It is the falls in our lives that make us stronger. With each fall, we are given a gift of strength, a gift of courage or bravery or whatever it may be. In my case, gravity just gift wrapped me a broken wrist and freaking express shipping that thing right to my face. And you know what? It happened, and I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna come back stronger than ever, figuratively speaking, of course. So after my injury, I decided that I should, instead of focusing on the actual skateboarding aspect of things, I will focus more on the gear. So I took to eBay, right, and I started buying skate wax, skate grip tape gum. I don't even know what that does. I haven't even used it. Sunglasses, a backpack, all kinds of things. I kept on buying because there's something to be said about buying something offline, right? You select this thing from the comfort of your couch. You don't even have to be wearing pants, and you can buy a backpack. That is awesome to me. So I did this. I bought things, and things kept showing up to my house, and you get it, and you get that tracking number, and you keep following it like obsessively, like, oh, it's getting closer. It's only 3 states away. It's out for delivery. Here it comes, and boo-doo, it knocks at your door. Bam, got my new item. Like it's amazing, and then you're addicted. It's a USPS high, and I kept chasing the high. I wish I could say I'm off the stuff. I'm off the stuff for good, but I'm not. I just had something come in the mail today, and I'm working on that. I'm working on it, and maybe I'll be free of my addiction soon. But you know what? It's a real thing, and people suffer from this. It's a real deal. But I have so much cool stuff though, so I can't really complain. So, anyways, back to the summer stories. What else happened? I went to the beach recently. There's not much to tell. I got beat up bad. The entire beach was just covered in shells, like you would expect shells to be. I don't know where else they would be, but it was just like an absurd amount, like Poseidon's toenails were just washing up on shore like you wouldn't believe. So by the time you even made it to the ocean, you're so beat up you want to go lie down. So that was nice. That was nice of the ocean. What else? I got sunburned bad. I was fine like most of the days, every day until the last. It was the last day, and I had decided to spend an above average amount of time out in the sun because I was like, it's been 3 days. I haven't been burned. Imagine thinking you were more powerful than the sun. That's the kind of level I was at. Somebody give me a wedgie and humble me right down quick because I stayed out there. And it's fine and it's beautiful and it's great, except for sunburn does not, you don't just feel it instantly. So I go in, I think I've bested the climate. I've bested the solar system once more, okay? Me, Tristan Sartoris, more powerful than the stars above. This proved to be false because later on, as the sun went down, my burns began to glow brighter. And if you ever had really, really bad sunburn, you know that it just feels like someone just completely scrubbed your body down with sandpaper from hell, and then you took a bath in fire and then just cooled off by someone dumping hot Cheeto dust all over your body. It was horrible. It's horrible. It's terrible. And I'm not even over-exaggerating. If anything, I'm under-exaggerating. I'm not exaggerating enough, because sunburn, the sun does not let you get away with anything. Okay, the sun knows. The sun knows my dirty deeds. Even I don't know my dirty deeds. The sun is bright. So anyways, that was unfortunate. What else happened? What else happened at the beach? Nothing much. I didn't get attacked by a shark. I credit that mostly to this old lady's wisdom. Now, I don't know if this is a thing that's across all oceans, or if it was just here. It's not something I've looked into deeply, and I wasn't aware of it beforehand. But there was this old lady walking up from the beach years ago, and she starts looking out into the ocean with these people. They're hopping into the waves, and then she starts talking about it. She's like, "You're not going down to the beach, are you?" And I was, scared of the strangers, because I was just a young lad at this point in my life. She's like, "You're not going into the water, are you?" Like, yeah. And then she starts talking about that the sharks come out after 4 p.m. These are her words exactly. She said, "Every time I see a boy walk out into the waters, I go, shark bait." And she walked away. The end. I never saw her again. I don't know whatever happened to her. Maybe she didn't take her own advice. Maybe she's just living sound and safe and sound, because she's full of wisdom. So that's a little guidance, a little tip of advice for all you out there. Steer clear of the waters after 4. The sharks lurk. They lurk heavy. I like to think if I ever got into a shark attack. Oh yeah, actually, it actually happened right after 4 p.m. So I was down at the beach, and it was right before 4 p.m. And all of a sudden, lifeguards come streaming down the beach. They're blowing their whistles, sounding their horns, and they get out of the water. They're sharks, and they're like, what's going on? It's dragging all the people out. They're actually dragging them. They're just yelling at them to get out of the water. And there were sharks literally right where we were swimming. And I never stopped thinking about this old lady. And if you're out there, I hope you're doing well. I hope you followed your own advice. And thank you, because I'm a safe little boy because of that. So anyways, I would like to think, even if I did get into a fist fight with a shark, I would win, because it doesn't have fists. But also, I just like to think that I would have the reflexes somehow to just be like, just punch it in the nose and win. And just walk away as the guy who bested a shark. Imagine being that guy. Imagine being the first guy who actually bested a shark. He's like, everyone, the demon's in the water. And he's like, "Oh, bit by a shark." He's just like, "I just, flicked it in the nostril," and he hated it, and he left. But that was that. That was the beach trip. It was beautiful, and it was glorious until the end. And then it got mysterious and scary, and it became whatever it was going to be. So, anyways, that was that. What else did I do in the summer? I almost went camping, and I say almost because we organized this big camping trip, and we got there, and we start sitting around a fire. We go swimming, and we kind of just ran out of things to do. It's not like it wasn't fun. We had a lot of fun, but then it's just like, it's 9 p.m. and no one wants to go to sleep at 9. So there we were after 12 hours of camping, sitting around having a great time, and then we all start like kind of looking at each other. It's a big family trip, and we start looking at each other like, "Do you want to stay here?" Like, and no one wants to say like, "I don't want to be here," because if you're negative Nancy, you're gonna get called out for it. And so it's like no one's actually saying anything, but we're all kind of like trying to pick up, and then someone makes a joke like, "Oh, what do we do now? We should just go home." And then you immediately begin to get a feel for everyone else's feelings towards camping. Camping's just long. It's long. It's time consuming. Camping, and I don't mean to be like I can't survive without technology, but it's hard sometimes. It's hard. Camping hits you right in the patience, because after a while you're just like, what am I doing here? Like when you realize you have a bed and a home and a blanket and it's warm, and you're like, all right, well now I've been here for so long. I've paid my dues. I'm outside. Do I really have to keep pretending that, I lost the keys to my house? Like, why am I still out here? So eventually we all kind of pick up. We're like, well, go home. You want? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I guess we're going home. And we packed up and we left. And that was the last of that camping site we saw, what they saw of us. So camping's just hard. Camping, it's like, it's fun to an extent, I guess. I think camping's just a good idea in theory. Camping is a fun thing to talk about. Like, let's go camping. We can go outside. We can have fun. But after a while, I think it's just it's a more difficult, I don't think anybody really wants to play Survivor Man for that long. And yeah, camping, and thinking about it right now. And I'm thinking about the idea of camping, and I would love to go camping. Camping sounds great. But I know what's going to happen as soon as I get there. I'm going to want to be back home, and it's weird. It's kind of a weird thought to begin with, that that people in their summer, they pay a campsite, but like we pay other people to be homeless for a night. What a weird, humbling experience it is. Maybe camping isn't supposed to be fun. Maybe camping's supposed to be a humbling thing. Camping is supposed to be an ego dropper. And I think my ego has been dropped far enough that I don't need to go camping. Not that I'm perfect. I just, I shouldn't go camping. I think I've earned the right. I'm so humble right now that I shouldn't have to go camping. I'm not saying it's a punishment, but it is to me. No, it's not. That's not fair. Yeah, it totally is. So anyways, that was it. That was kind of my entire summer. In conclusion, the beach is great. Sun is powerful. Skateboarding is fun. Gravity is not. Camping is a big no-no unless you are in need of one big mental wedgie. So that was it. That was my summer, and welcome to fall, right? It's officially fall, baby, yeah. So we're in it. We're here. It's football season. Love it. Learn it. Let's go get it. That was my summer. I don't have any more that I have planned out to really talk about for this episode. I could ramble, but I think it's probably best for me to just skedaddle. Was this episode perfect? Yes. No, I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to be super egotistical so no one makes me go camping again. But yeah, thanks so much for listening. This has been great. It's been episode 1 of Over the Fence. I'm your crazy neighbor. Or I'm your home run hitter. Like I said, I don't really know. But thanks so much for listening. It's the first episode of a long run, of a long time of weird, let's get weird. Let's get weird for a while, all right? So thanks so much for listening. I love you. I'll see you around in the next episode. Peace!